Oh, this is probably going to kill the performance, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, it definitely impacts it. Let's see what happens here. What if I go full screen? Is that going to totally screw it up? Oh, okay. It seems to work. Full screen, that's cool. So I am making an Apache helicopter game. And this is about as far as I've gotten so far. Not going to stream super late right now, but gives me the chance to kind of show off what I've done so far and maybe make some progress. I like this this model. I have to do a couple of things, primarily around the model. So the tail rotor isn't turning. You can see that. I'm gonna have to do that. I would like to internally in the cockpit have the collective. Hey, New Jank, what's up? By the way, how's the audio? Is it? I hope it's not too like loud. I have not adjusted my streaming audio settings in a while, and this is the first time I'm actually doing like game dev on this. But what do you think of the game? It's Apache helicopter game I'm making. Pretty cool, huh? What? So, just kind of getting used to the flight controls. I switch between using keyboard and mouse and just keyboard and keyboard. I'm also probably going to... Audio is good? Okay. Your drone prototype? That's cool. Now, you're famously the master of prototypes, isn't that right? By the way, Denton is currently sick, so he won't be doing much streaming for a while. You know what? This terrain, not that bad. It's kind of cool to like. Now I'll probably add some other things like maybe some palm trees and stuff, but infamous, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I still need to figure out the terrain stuff, but I'm using H terrain and yeah. We were around a lot of people this weekend, so I think he just got it from somewhere like that. I like the... Whoa! Come up over the top, fire my missiles, my gun, then bail out of here. Oh, that'd be fun. Interesting. Just kind of letting go to see what it would do. Oh, it's just it's. Oh, hey, it works. Follow. Like, is that super loud? Because I changed the volume. It might be like super loud. Rigid body.
Nate underscore codes is now following.
Okay, I'll fix it. Sorry. My bad. I mean, I couldn't even hear it at all before, so. Oh, now it's smooth. It was like really jerky before. Okay. I wonder if it was because I was... Oh, that's why I wasn't focused. When I'm focused, it's smooth. Okay, priority thing. All right, so... Sorry about that. Desktop audio. I have like some light like engine sounds and stuff, but yeah, totally. Nate. Yeah, good to see you. I'm making a game. So right now I'm focusing on the helicopter flight characteristics and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this tail rotor spin when the main rotor turns on. So let's shut down the engine. So you can see that the main rotor slows to a stop. I built that. But when I turn it on, the tail rotor doesn't turn on. So I need to add that. Now, Denton, my brother, told me for the scene, or like use like a separate scene and then embed that scene into my main scene, which is what I did. Can't see the whole thing. I think there's some sort of a settings. Looks like there's a ZFAR. Let's go like 15,000 or something. Okay, there we go. Because this model's kind of gigantic, I guess. But there's some all these things are kind of like their own nodes, mesh instances, and so I can then take these things and just start spinning them. So it looks like the tail rotor and the tail rotor here. Let's say I just take the tail rotor itself and I try to spin it. Okay. That looks all right. Now what's the tail rotor slab? Let me take that away. And then what's this? Oh, it's the same thing. Doesn't look like it does anything differently. So I could spin just the tail rotor itself, probably. It's just called tail rotor. It looks like it's in the main root node. So I should be able to work with that. But the way that I'm doing this, and I don't know if this is the right way, but it seems to be working the best, is I do all of it from my other scene. I don't do the animations in this like sub scene. I do it in my main world scene. So I'm also using Claude projects. So right now we have like this helicopter.gd script, and I just add text content, drop it in here. Helicopter GD script into Claude, and then I can say, help me animate spin the tail rotor. It's currently in the H64 Apache scene in the root node, like the rotors are. It will know what that is because that's in the helicopter GD script. Inspired you to make a game? Which one? Oh, the tweet about Claude? Yeah. That's awesome. What are you going to make? I don't have any music going, by the way, in the stream, but that's because I'm going to be playing the game. So, I don't know. Maybe I should have some music going. Roguelite speed platformer. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Heard of N? I don't know what N is. At the same level as the rotors, and it's called tail rotor. RPM proportional to the main rotor, accurate to the AH64 Apache real RPM proportion. So that's kind of one of the cool things about AI is it has this random knowledge about like the Apache real tail rotor RPM. Like it says the AH64 Apache's tail rotor typically spins about 4.82 times faster than the main rotor. It may be making that up, but if it's close enough, you know. N++. Oh, that's cool. Inertia movement was out of this world. I've never played it. $7, yeah. Steam Summer Sale, yeah. So reference to the tail rotor in the helicopter script. So let's add this to the helicopter script. Let's go to the top here. Where's our... So there's the rotor head, the blade nodes. I want to move this thing down. Blade transforms. Okay, then we have the terrain node. I'm going to put this above that. So we have the tail rotor here. And then we're going to drop the tail rotor thing in right underneath the blade nodes. Oh, that's probably not where we wanted it. But let me see here. By the rotor head. There we go. I wish I could get it to like not use spaces. I thought I did that. Let me go back here. How do I edit this? Edit details. Notes. Use I actually don't want that because it's not going to be like that. So I don't want it to get the wrong ideas. Tabs to indent code. Now this should help me not run into this issue. All right, let's go back here. These projects are really cool. Okay, so tail rotor, update rotor and audio will have this. Blade lift. Apply tail rotor rotation. Okay. Rotor rotation. Tail rotor rotation. This was before I made that change, so it still doesn't know about it. Okay. Run as local X. I'll have to play with that. It might rotate the wrong way. Loaded the SLBS file onto an USB. Play on any machine. That's fun. Tail rotor rotation angle, current RPS. So let's see where that all is. Current RPS, rotor rotation angle, those are all there. And then there's apply tail rotor rotation after rotor rotation. I don't know if 4.82 makes sense. Yes, okay. I wish it would just fix it for me instead of complaining. All right, let's see if this actually works. Okay, it's spinning. Is it spinning the right direction? Whoops. I can't tell, so let me actually change where the external camera is just for now. I'm going to copy its transform. It's not going to let me, is it? Copy the position. Okay, so it's basically at 318 and the Y and Z. All right, let's get it over and move it up a bit. Okay. It looks like it's okay. I'll shut it off. How far into simulation? I am going to make it fun to fly, but not feel ridiculous. Okay, I need to watch it as it stops. Oh yeah, it's going the right direction. It's totally going the right direction. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. That is freaking awesome. Yeah, it's not going to be simulation, but it for sure is not going to be arcade. It's going to be fun. It's going to be maybe, I don't know, Battlefield. You know, that level. Correct. I could change the rotor. Oh no, stuff like that. I'm not looking for. Right. No, I want those types of details to work. Like those types of details I want, because those aren't very difficult. Like that's relatively simple. What I don't want is for it to be hard to fly. It's going to be easy to fly. In other words, like if you take off, like here, I'll show you. Okay. Command R on chat reloads chat and then it destroys everything. Okay. Trying to hit Command R to start it here on my computer. But, okay. I let go. I don't have my hands on the controls right now. And you can see that it's like sinking a little bit back to the ground, but it doesn't go down hard, right? So like if I just dump the collective down, all right, this is what it looks like if you just dump the collective down to 0. Bang, it'll hit hard. But if I let go, it almost hovers. It won't quite hover. It like drops a little bit. I might actually make it not drop quite as fast. I'm actually going to do that right now. So there's some settings up here I can adjust. So collective hover default, I might put it at, let's say 44.44. Let's take off. I'm going to let go. I don't want it to continue to like climbing. I'm watching the altitude right now. It's still climbing. Okay, it's hovering. It's actually going back down. I don't know if that's terrain though. I should have like a true altitude and a terrain altitude. Right now I just have terrain altitude, like altitude above the terrain below you. Yeah, it's dropping just a tiny bit. I want a little bit more drop than that, so maybe 42. So yeah, somewhere in there. It's just a little bit of playing around with it, you know. But what I could do is based on the pedal yaw. Okay. That worked beautifully. Now, I'd like to adjust the tail rotor speed to reduce to 0.5 if pedal yaw is fully left, -1, and increase to 1.5 if it is fully right. Wait a minute here. Edit them in runtime. That's what the benefit of so that's the benefit of doing it in, or like exporting it, is you can do that in runtime. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Right now they're constants, because that's how I think when I do stuff like this, but anything that's not a constant can change at some point. I'm probably going to reduce the tail rotor I guess I'm going to reduce the tail rotor like proportion so that when you're at full, it would be around 5 or 6 or something. Yeah, and the inspector, cool. Okay, so update rotor and audio. So down to the blade lift. Based on the pedal yaw, okay. All right, nice. Apply tail rotor rotation function remains the same, so there's no change there. Okay, so let's verify that this is it. 1.0 plus pedal yaw times, so if it's 0, it'd be 1.0. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to tail rotor multiplier. So this 4.82 instead of being I'll probably do it like 3.5. Just so that at rest. Okay. Okay, turning left. Yeah, it is going slower one direction than the other. I mean, you can't really tell because, you know, it's going so fast, but there's definitely a difference. Okay, that's a dumb little detail, but that's fun. Okay, cool. All right, back to 3D. I don't remember. Follow speed, distance, height. We're not even using that. Oh yeah, that. I don't really need that to be a... This can be a const. And then I need to put it back where it was, which I think was at 0. There's like 3. Yeah, this works. Something like this. Okay, we're back in style here. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I think at some point I want to actually modify the blades so that instead of getting the sort of weird like staggered effect, there's actually kind of a blurred model almost. Like you get a larger surface area on the, but it's like partially translucent. That was a terrible landing. All right, I'm going to, my commit messages are terrible. Okay, what do I want to build next? I have about a half hour, I think, before I need to wrap it up. So that was one of the things I wanted to do, was the tail rotor. Got that. I could do more work on the terrain. Add a circular plane on the rotors as a transparent blur effect and toggle it on and off depending on. Yeah, I've thought about even that. Probably later thing. I actually purchased this model. $25. I have a license for it. However, I had to put in a little support request already because his license says can't use it for commercial use. And I'm like, well, didn't see that license before I bought it, so this is exactly what I want. Why can't I use it for commercial use? So here is the this is the gunner's position. The gunner sits in front. You can see because he has like the goggle like situation here. He does have a collective and I believe a stick. Is that a stick down there? Yeah, he's got a stick down there. So he's got the ability to fly, but this is a weapons system. So this is a weapons officer, I guess. Not the gunner, he's a weapons officer. And so I wouldn't mind building this in where when you're looking around, it actually makes the gun turn with you. So I'm not yet sure how I'm going to handle that because I want this to be a multiplayer game. So right now, so there's crew positions. What's gameplay going to be like? Mission based? Yes. It will be mission based. The only multiplayer is going to be others coming, like playing as a gunner, potentially flying another helicopter in your flight, flying with you and like peeling off and doing other parts of the mission. But it's for sure mission based. We're going to have like a dynamic campaign. All of the enemies are going to be AI. There's no like versus mode. It's just straight up like fighting each other, or not fighting each other, fighting the AI with each other. Okay, so I guess currently I have the idea that we could have characters be put in here, but I believe there's actually a there's like a multiplayer, there's an integer that gets added when you enable multiplayer. I need to learn more about this. PvE, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I love co-op games too. Like I'd love to just fly missions with you guys. Like you log into my server and we go fly missions. Like you have two people in one Apache, I'm flying another one with someone gunning for me, stuff like that. Like let's have 5 Apaches out there with 10 people flying a mission, going and like taking out a tank column or something like that. Yeah, I agree, Alex. I'm really hopeful because, I paid money for this. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do now, I'm going to go back here. This is the cool thing about Claude projects is I have this project and I can just come back and like, I've got all of my different conversations, but also I have, the product knowledge. So like I can delete the helicopter, re-add it. I wish I could edit. That'd be really nice, but, helicopter, and add that content. There's other stuff too, but I'm not super worried about that. I've added like the scene hierarchy up here. There's a main script as well. This one here, stuff like that. Fine print about being able to license model based on military vehicles. And people do it all the time, so I can't imagine. But they said non-commercial use. I'm like, well, what did I pay them the license for? Like, who's going to use an Apache helicopter for anything else? I don't get it. So, yeah, and I do have an Envato Elements subscription, so so I have legal licenses for all of the stuff I'm using. Okay, so I need to, what I need to actually do is have like a big to-do, like this is what I'm currently doing, because I get too off in the weeds. Okay, do I want to work on the gunner position, or do I want to work on something like firing the cannon would come from the gunner position, so that wouldn't be, yeah, let's work on the gunner position. All right, so we have the pilot cam. Let's duplicate this and let's rename. The other, okay, so gunner camera. The other thing with what I'm doing is, I do want to generalize this. Like, I want to be able to have a Huey Cobra and a Defender and a Blackhawk, stuff like that, right? But right now, like, essentially what I have is, now I can preview it. That's pretty good. Let me back it up just a tad more. I have a lot of code that's really specific to this Apache. Like some helicopters will not have a gunner at all. And I'm going to have to think about how I generalize this. Actually, I have a question for you, Newjank. Let's say I have this, this pilot camera right here that has stuff in it, right? And I kind of want all of this code to more or less land in my gunner camera stuff too, which by the way, right now it's also set to pilot camera. Oh, does that mean that the gunner camera inherits the pilot camera stuff? Thing with car licenses with video games, can't use real make models of cars without a license. Yeah. But yeah, the idea would be like, okay, I want to use the pilot camera, but I also want to make some changes to it. So can I do extends pilot camera here? Like detach script, attach script. Inherits. Well, okay, right. They do both have the same logic, but like in the pilot, to move your head, you have to hold down Option, or in Windows it'll be Alt. But the gunner will always be able to move his head with the mouse without Option. So I guess what I could do is build in like, am I the pilot or am I the gunner or am I the something else, I guess. So I'm going to undo. Whoops. How come it won't let me? I guess I can attach script. How do I attach the pilot camera back? Oh, just like that. Okay, that's cool. So the gunner camera. If I export, okay, so I have, so if I change like mouse, or let's say match pitch to 70 here. Oh, it stays. Oh, okay, cool. So I could, in the pilot camera script, I could export var is pilot bool equals true, or let's say equals false. You're in the pilot camera script. Above extends camera 3D. Add class name pilot camera. Then create a new script and call it gunner camera and do the same class name gunner camera extends pilot camera. And then I could do, but yeah, this would work as well, because then this same camera could control both. Okay, so if is pilot, then we do this. Else is alt view equals true. Now I don't like the is alt view at all, so I'm going to change this to is free look. Not is free look. Free look. And then this should just be free look on. Okay. Okay, there we go. So there we go, is pilot. We're always has a always free look if we're not the pilot. So the pilot camera should be is pilot on. The gunner camera is pilot is off. Yeah, I agree with that, New Jay. Okay, so if it's pilot, we're good. With nodes, so two nodes with the same script have their own scope. Okay. I didn't realize, I've tried to like extend pilot camera before, and it not pilot camera, but something like that before, but I didn't realize that you had to like say class pilot camera like that in order to Oh, do you have to do this? What am I doing? Oh, class name. You do it that way? Okay, I see. They don't share the values, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Class name. Okay, so this is good. Curious about some of this stuff here. It's going to be hard to test without multiplayer. Because, like, flying, do I want the shift factor to take into effect here? I could leave some of the controls. I could leave the, like, keyboard controls connected. And be able to fly from the hill, from the gunner spot, which is not, I mean, that's actually kind of realistic because it does, you know, you do have that ability, but it would be keyboard only. And there's different controls. So, okay, so we have this stuff. So if free look, then we have this. Otherwise, it's using that. Oh yeah, no worries on that, New Jake. Okay, let me go back to the helicopter for a second. And we have our crew positions. We have the number, and then there should be like a so from what I understand, nodes can be connected with multiplayer. You can connect nodes and it will synchronize their information. So what represents me? What represents me here? I have a helicopter. I have a pilot camera. I have a gunner camera. But what represents me here? Okay. A lot of this stuff shouldn't happen. There's input. What's the time pass thing? Oh, it's because of the idle sway. I actually don't want idle sway anymore. I have enough other sway in here that I don't need it. I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to get rid of all of this here. I don't think I need any of it. I don't like the head sway stuff. Don't need idle sway. It was a cool idea, but I don't think it's necessary, and it just complicates things. So, camera transform. Well, where are these even being applied? Oh, they were actually being applied in the idle sway in the process there. Dang it. So I need to keep that part of it. Just get rid of this. And shouldn't the camera transform be before this? I think it should. Okay. I just deleted a bunch of stuff. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the movement in the cockpit and stuff still seems to be working just fine. So, I think we're in pretty good shape here. Man, I didn't get as far as I thought I would. I still have a little bit of time, but almost there. Yeah. So, okay. So free look. So now with the tab button, I need to switch between the different cameras, and that would be in, currently it's in main. Again, I find myself thinking that maybe there's a need for like a me node. Because currently we have pilot camera. Let's go ahead and let's do it the not good way. Let's start out with the not good way, and then we'll go from there. So we have the gunner camera. So what? Why is this complaining? Gunner camera. Oh, whoops. Gotta do this. Right now, I guess you are given a helicopter, but I have this thought in my head that maybe you could transfer it to a different helicopter. And you might, but like, I don't know. Right now I have like a pilot camera, a gunner camera, and an external camera. That's just a camera. That's not like where you are, although it sort of feels like it. Like externally, you're flying the plane. You're not in the gunner. So it's an imperfect, analog. Like you should be in a seat, either pilot or gunner, or perhaps you've gotten out of the helicopter and the helicopter's sitting there empty. You know, like I think there has to be a concept of your character that gets moved around. And an external camera, you stay in your seat. You're still the gunner, you know, whatever, if you're in the external camera. This is not how I want it to work. But, so switch camera. Else if gunner camera. All right. So tab goes to the gunner there. Okay. Here I am, and I can look around. I'm going to still take off because, you know, oh geez. Yeah, the mouse should not control the helicopter So if you're in the gunner position, it shouldn't. Yeah, so helicopter, I guess. So this is a situation where it's like, is key pressed Alt? It should be not free look. So input. If not, I am pilot. By the way, this doesn't even work. So don't handle input. Don't want that to happen. Okay, so var free look equals I am pilot and or not I am pilot, I guess. If I'm the pilot, or shouldn't it be equals not I am pilot or I am the pilot in the input key Alt free look. This should probably be something that is triggered globally or something. Not free look. I don't like this. Anyway, I am pilot, so how are we going to do this? If I'm not the pilot, don't handle input. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm still handling input. So again, is there a way to do globals? Yeah, multiplayer, exactly. Well, multiplayer, you should get a number. You're assigned a number by the server, and then you could use that number to put it into different places and stuff. But I do think we need global. So this is just the static of your script. Oh, I see. Heli should probably have slots of some sort that store a reference to the player that exists in it. Then the player should be assigned the heli that they're controlling and potentially the slot they exist in too. Yeah, you're thinking along the same lines I am. So we probably need a player. Wow, I'm actually not sure how to model this. Like if I had a, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, I really need to probably wrap it up here. About as far as I can go. So, pilot camera, helicopter. And there really should be like, I guess there's main. I could just, I guess, have like main. Okay, this is just the temporary way I'll handle Where is the player in the heli for now? Var character helicopter, and this will be a rigid body, I guess. And then var character position will just be an integer because it will be pilot 1 equals gunner. The real life player and what they are, controller. Allows the player to do all input through the player. Come up with a system where so you have a client which represents the player and gets input. Maple Leaf, hey, what's up? Client which represents the player gets input. The client controls the player or a helicopter. Yep. Separating the real life player and their controller, you can switch the controlled entity. So that's the right way to do it. So we have character helicopter equals helicopter, right? And then character position pilot for now. We also have free look on or off, I think. So var free look. So we'll just turn this one on and off based on holding or letting go or not being the pilot. Could I just have a method? There's this switch camera thing, which is going to be, okay, so the player, not character. Why am I doing character? Okay. The player position will be gunner. External doesn't change that. 0, pilot. Maybe it goes back to 0 if you change to the external camera. How long have I been digging into Godot? I did a little bit a while ago, but this is the first like really into it thing. I have a decent number of hours myself, but I haven't done much of substance other than this one jam game. Okay, let me show you what I've got. Like, I gotta go, but I'm gonna make a function called free look, and then if player pause equals 0, or okay, is greater than 0, return true. If oh, this is the so okay. How about we just see if we can do this properly here? Get parent get parent Oh wait, I don't. I just do this. Can I do this? Shadowing. I don't like this. Can I just do $main? It's not gonna let me do that, is it? I know, right? I'm going to put this back, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna go back. This is not cool. This is not how I want to do it. This is terrible. Is pilot. Oh, that I did this wrong anyway. Whatever. So this is broken, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. So what's the problem here? So if so I'm not even going to use this for now, but okay. Okay, so I need to pilot camera. If we're not current, if not is if not return. Okay. If that camera is not current, we know we're not like. Okay. No. Still seems to think it's current. Do I make all the others not current? Does current clear current? Oh. Okay. I guess I could just do this anytime you're switching the camera. Oh no, that won't work either. So pilot, this is lame. This is absolutely awful. Gunner external, pilot external, gunner pilot. Vehicle switching tutorial. It's a great idea. Okay, so why does it still think it's current? Or am I doing something wrong here? Like it shouldn't allow me to do that. Switching the camera. What am I even in right now? Oh, no. Clear current should stop it being current. So is pilot, is not pilot. So if not current, if is pilot, otherwise we're always doing free look. We're not changing. Oh, that's why. That's not where that's happening. That's happening in here. I'm doing this wrong. The whole thing is wrong. Yeah. Okay, so this is just wrong because the I am pilot thing is wrong. So pilot, okay, I think I can at least fake I am pilot with, that's the thing I need here. So return pilot camera dot current, I think. Yep, that worked. So I can fly with the keyboard. I can fly with the keyboard, but I can look around without holding Alt. And it's like the pilot behind me is flying. Because, you know, keyboard is still hooked up. I haven't turned that off. And I'm like turning. And then what I'll do next time is like underneath. By the way, I'm still in the gunner seat. Apparently I can't turn with the keyboard. And now I can. Back in the pilot seat. Okay. Fair enough. Managing cameras can be fiddly unless you have a good setup. I tend to avoid that and use one camera that you like move from spot to spot. Yeah, honestly. Okay, well. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to go full screen here. I'm going to take off. So you can imagine you're flying a mission, right? And it's taken me a long time to get the flight characteristics to where I kind of want them. So I can use the mouse. Like right now I'm flying with the mouse. And I can hold down Alt and look over the side. When I let go of Alt, it comes back to the middle. As I yaw one way or the other, it like kind of like moves the cockpit left and right. As I turn or as I roll left and right, the cockpit kind of lets me look out the side here. And of course I can look further if I want. If I like flying with the keyboard more, weirdly. But if I aim down, I dive more. And if I let go of the collective, I can kind of more or less set up a hover here. Hit tab, now I'm in the gunner seat. Now obviously you wouldn't be able to do that in flight, but the idea is, I mean, maybe I'd let you for just sort of an arcade feel, but I don't really want it to be arcade-y. So the idea here is that you'd be able to shoot the gun, the missiles, whatever from here, but you could also fire them from here and you'd have an AI gunner aiming the chain gun for you and the missiles and stuff. So, or when you're multiplayer, you have a gunner. So that's it, guys. I gotta go put the kids to bed. How long have I been working on this project specifically? I have put, well, technically 4 days, 4 or 5 days. But they haven't been full days. Like, yeah. Thank you all for dropping by. They haven't been full days because I had a bunch of stuff going on and people staying at my house and stuff. So I was hanging out with Denton actually, but yeah, like, so probably like 1 full day ish, and then several other like evenings sort of like this. So terrain actually looks pretty good. So yeah, thank you. I mean, I've been coding for 30 some years, so like the coding part of it's pretty easy, and I've actually been using a ton of Claude to do it, and Claude is very, very good at... okay, there we go. Die. There we go. Okay. Claude is very good at Godot script and stuff. Okay. Bunch of different changes. Gunner position. All right. Push that up to my GitHub and call it good. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Thanks for the help, Nujink. And I'll see you all later.